Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Raw After Mania live here on the Roundtable podcast. Hold on before we get into that, because I'm a little upset about that. But I want to start with the 10 bell. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't read the news this morning, Bushwhacker Butch, 78 years old, passed away. We're going to go ahead and talk about that for a little bit, but I want to go ahead and start with the 10 bell. So please give us a minute so we can go ahead and do a 10 bell. Rest in peace. All right. So, like I said before, Bushwhacker Luke passed away at age 78. Tragic news first revealed the Bushwhacker Luke's Facebook page, where family had recently provided updates on Butch's health. Butch's real name was Robert Miller. He was hospitalized shortly after arriving in Los Angeles for WrestleMania week after becoming ill. The specifics on how Butch passed away are still unknown at the time. Butch last wrestled in 2001. He has retired. He suffered a neck injury. However, his partner Luke, who has actually been on this podcast, is still active in the ring today and had his most recent match as of March 11th of 2023. The Bushwhackers became a household name in tag team wrestling throughout the runs with the WWF and the NWA throughout the 80s and 90s. Together, Butch and Luke won the NWA Mid-Atlantic, NWA Pacific Northwest, NWA Florida Tag Team Championships, as well as other championships around the world. Known as the Sheep Herders when they were in UWF. I believe they were UWF Tag Team Champions too. They were the Sheep Herders as well as the Kiwi Sheep Herders. The duo was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2006. So, yeah, rest in peace to Butch. I've been texting Luke most of the day, and yeah, we talked about that earlier today. Annie King subscribed for the 10th month in a row. Thank you. Before we get into the bullshit that was the Raw After Mania, let's talk about some other news. The WWE has been sold. They have been sold to Endeavor. Endeavor is also the co-owner of the UFC. So now you've got the UFC and the WWE together, which will explain why Brock Lesnar and Matt Riddle were prominently featured tonight. Yeah, gagged me real fucking bad. But there's some other news from Fightful Select.
Yeah, Toes, welcome.
The grizzled young veterans Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler have requested their release from the WWE. They are no longer part of no longer part of Schism or Jism or whatever the fuck their name was on NXT.
Jism.
Yeah, we haven't heard any reason why they wanted their release. They just wanted their release. Both men have well over a decade of experience in the WWE and as well as the Indies in the United States and in the UK. So good luck to them for getting away from this bullshit show that we saw tonight. I had a rundown. Of some WWE of the matches. Like we're gonna have the LWO graded new member. Electra Lopez was being pulled up from NXT. So she was going to join them. We did have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defend the tag team belts tonight. We had some highlights from WrestleMania. Of course, Roman Reigns and Solo to take on Cody Rhodes and his mystery partner.
Oh, boy. Man, fuck the format.
That might as well have been Pat McAfee. Okay? That's how I fucking feel about it. Pat McAfee could have had a better match than what we saw tonight. I'm a little pissed off with what I saw tonight. So, Julian, Drew, Shane, welcome to the shit show.
Hey, thanks for having us.
After 10,000 years of free.
Yeah, man, I'm so fucking angry about this bullshit show. Usually the Raw after Mania is fucking spectacular. We're like, oh my God, this person debuted. This person's debuting. God. This person's coming back. This person's
Carl Anderson made a debut. Holy shit.
Who do we get? Who do we get? Fucking Matt Riddle.
Bro.
I'm disappointed. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give this a negative fucking 5. The best part of the whole show was when Triple H came out and told everybody that, don't worry, nothing's going to change. Except Vince McMahon is booking the fucking show again.
With his weird ass mustache.
I know you got a lot to say, Drew, because I saw this earlier on Twitter.
Give us an angry Drew.
You are right, Drew. I believe Vince fucking McMahon is booking this shit again.
I'm sitting here in the dark right now because the sad thing is that because I jumped in late and I didn't know what the 10 bell salute was for. I actually thought it was for the WWE.
It might well be shit. That's what we saw tonight.
My lights are not on because I am not excited about the future of this company anymore. I was a little optimistic about it this morning. I did a show with SP3 and Joel Pearl.
I know, I caught it.
I had some optimism. Maybe I'm still a little optimistic for the business. I'm not optimistic for the quality of the show anymore. Wow. What a fucking shit show that was.
Yeah.
Full of Vince McMahon-esque booking. After Triple H comes out and does the rah-rah speech. Yeah. An announcement of something that we already knew, by the way. It wasn't even a surprise. And it's not even like he announced anything. He just said, oh yeah, there's a lot of buzz going about the WWE today. And that was it. That was pretty much the extent of the announcement. Wow. That was dog shit.
Can I tell you the best moment for me of this motherfucking Monday Night Raw? When Bad Bunny got the shit beat out of him. I was fucking jumping up and down. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, fuck you, Bad Bunny. What you did to Dominic Mysterio last night.
Yeah, because he cost you points, didn't he?
Damian Priest drove your punk ass through that table and made you look like a fucking Puerto Rican bitch.
Damn.
Shout out to my Puerto Rican people.
I hope so. That ironically was the best part of the show for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Except I was excited about what was happening. Like, oh, I want Bad Bunny to be pummeled by Damian Priest.
Who said pummeled?
I mean, he sold that table bump like a champ. He is good at that shit. That was like the only good thing on the show, aside from what the main event was going to be. I was actually kind of looking forward to that a little bit, even though it made no sense.
Shane was calling it. Shane was calling it down the middle.
I called the shit out.
Yeah,
he was like, Brock's going to turn. And I'm like, why would Brock turn? He doesn't fit.
And what happened?
Paul Heyman guy again. And when he did it, I was like, God damn. And
I have
goes,
The way that Brock came out,
because he was too cool with Cody Rhodes. I'm like, something's gonna
correct.
happen.
Yeah, he was way too. Hey, buddy. Hey, pal.
Yeah,
Roman was like,
the same way he did Shelton Benjamin at the Rumble before he turned on him.
Like something's gonna happen. Come on now.
I have the Fightful post show up on my other screen right now, and not one single person, please don't put this person's comments on the screen today. But not one single person is happy about what happened. Not one.
No. Okay, look. I was a little upset last night when Roman retained the championship.
I wasn't.
But
I was not upset.
But when it happened, I was like, man, this is some fucking bullshit. But wait, this is great heel heat. Then I saw the run sheet. I literally saw the run sheet for the whole show. They changed and scrapped 4 fucking matches. Not 3, 4 matches.
Oh,
they scrapped it. They scrapped 2 segments, 4 matches, all of this shit.
Oh yeah, Vince is back.
I'm like,
who's back there running the show?
This is Vince McMahon show.
This means everything.
No fucking surprises.
Anybody like this?
Literally, even the Raw after Mania on fucking COVID time was a better Raw after Mania.
Oh, no, you lying.
Dude,
say that.
Yeah, I said it.
Listen, honestly, like that speech by Triple H was such bullshit to start this show. But he was right, though. He was right. It's still the same old WWE.
Yeah, same old company.
It's the same old company full of the same old garbage. I literally, aside from the Bad Bunny thing, like that's it. That's it. Omos, so they do the Brock thing. They have Brock be Cody's head partner. Okay, whatever. 30 seconds later, the guy that Brock beat the night prior comes out like, oh, hey, it's Omos. It's not like I just got beat by Brock Lesnar 24 hours ago. I'm just gonna beat some guy nobody gives a shit about and walk out. It was like, oh, well, we're just back to
best comment ever right here. CM Punk said it perfectly. AW, if you think the grass is green on the other side, it's not. It sure the fuck is not.
CM Punk is right.
That moment, and I'm telling you, a lot of people have said like, oh, rematches are gonna feel like that's when Vince is back, blah blah blah, whatever that stuff. This no Brock and Omos interaction at all, literally within 30 seconds of each other, is such a Vince booked thing. Why would Omos walk right past Brock and Gorilla to go and squash Alliance? What is the fucking point of that? There's nothing. There's no point to that at all. None whatsoever.
This was the single, and okay, we talked about it a lot, how Raw was really awful wrestling and how it was really awful writing.
2 years.
All that shit for 2 fucking years. Triple H took over. Everybody was happy. I said, give it a few months.
It was good for a while. It was
shit happened. So now, everyone last night was like, oh man, this is like Triple H when he was booking NXT. This is fucking great. This is fucking great. So I was like, fuck it. Okay, let's go. Yeah, didn't happen. Didn't fucking happen. This is the single worst shit I've seen in a long fucking time.
All right. So let's dissect this. Let's get to the root of it. This is why Raw was so bad. Okay, and keep in mind, this is the Raw after WrestleMania. Number one, we didn't get anybody new.
No, Jay White, damn it.
Riddle.
I mean,
Riddle was the only one that came
we
back.
didn't get anybody new.
Well, nobody knew.
So no call-ups from NXT. No Forbidden Door. Nobody jumping from another promotion. Nothing like that. Not even like a return.
No Heath Slater.
Like a Ron Simmons just coming out to say damn or something. None of that happened. And we got Riddle. Of everybody you could have brought back from an injury or brought back or done something. You literally brought back Riddle to do the same thing that Snoop Dogg did yesterday, and that was pin the Miz. Like that, I hate to say it because I really like the Miz as a wrestler and everything that he has done in the business, but when they put him in these juvenile, your pants fell down, you got small balls, blah 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 segments, that's like worse. It's below DX humor. Like this is 2023 sophomoric, just like not even funny humor, and they're putting him in those segments. And then you bring back Riddle, bro. Who gives a fuck? So you have that. So no good surprises, no good returns, no debuts, no call-ups, no new returns, nothing like that. None of that shit happened. Number 2. We're back to, because it's the Raw after Mania, I give it a little bit of leeway because they typically always show so many video packages from the pay-per-view the night before, and you end up with these big segments and less wrestling. However, this was a blatant deviation from what we've seen recently, where it was getting better, where we got more wrestling and less talking. I mean, I know it was right after Mania. You got all your video packages.
They do that every year. Yeah.
The segment with Bobby Lashley and Ali was a waste.
Yeah.
And everything else. And who else did we have? We had the tag team match, which was good. We had Omos versus Elias. Let
me ask you this question: how many of these matches actually started and gave the feeling that it was a planned match tonight?
So Drew, I'll piggyback on that question and ask you, aside from the tag team match, how many of these matches had any stakes whatsoever?
Not a fucking one, but the tag match.
Not a
Women's tag
one.
match. That's it.
Women's tag.
Any stakes, any history, or it being the beginning of a new feud? Because that's what the Raw after Mania is supposed to be.
Yep.
It's supposed to be
all the time.
It's
Every
the
year.
season premiere of the new season.
Hey, we did get a new one. Cody and
reset.
Brock.
It's supposed to be the reset of
One that we don't fucking care about. Like,
and so then, okay, let's go to the Brock thing. Brock turning heel. Okay, I get it. That's fine. Why, Brock? Why? I'm not going to tell you why. I'll tell you next week on Raw at the top of the hour at 8:00. You know, Cody is being overly booked as the white meat babyface whipping boy who's gonna, do the comeback, and he's being sent to the back of the line to feud with Brock, and then he's gonna have to make his way forward to get back with Roman and get the victory that he's always wanted. Yada yada yada. I mean, everybody else has done it. I get it, but it was one of those Vince-isms where the beating just goes too long. Hit him again. Make him feel the pain. The stuff with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest and Rey Mysterio made sense.
Yes.
Damian Priest and Bad Bunny used to be friends. Dominic and Ray got their thing, and they're going to Puerto Rico. So why not set up a tag match
That I'm fine with.
between some high-profile,
Because that was a new
culture
story. It
icons.
was a new build.
That one I was fine with.
Yes.
I wasn't fine with the fact that Dominic got sucker punched by Bad Bunny twice and can't keep his hands up. Twice, right in the eye, in the same spot.
Man.
I just dropped twice. I was like, Dom, come on, man. You're making mommy look bad out here.
No Rhea and Judgment Day interaction on the show at all.
it's like she's not even there anymore.
Yeah, like that. Just forget about Judgment Day.
Dude, so, I mean, during part of the show, I went and walked the dog and I came back, and I literally don't think anything happened while I was gone.
No.
I mean, I think I missed maybe when I walked in on a Mania Rewind segment, and I probably missed some commercials. I think the only thing that I did miss was the Bianca Belair segment.
You didn't miss much. She came out talking about how she's this, that, and the everything, and she's the best thing. And then Rhea came out and was like, "Yo, you're the bestest. You're the luckiest because you didn't
She
challenge
says the
me."
same shit every week.
I'm tired of her, dude. I'm
Asuka should have
I'm
won.
so tired of her, dude.
Asuka should have won last night.
Okay,
Legit.
Asuka. Just FYI, Asuka is 0-5 at WrestleMania.
Yes.
And I did hear the
So
story
sad.
about the little girl, and I'm so sorry about her loss, but damn, Asuka should have won last night. Like, legit.
But you know what, though? I got to say, Asuka losing at Mania this year was nearly nowhere as bad as the year when she lost the title to Charlotte, like
Right.
the night before
Right.
or the week before, just to get the title off of her. So you'd have Charlotte in the main event or whatever, or wrestling for the title at Mania. So, and then aside from that,
What would that accomplish, Jet?
nothing.
Her still saying the
Nothing
same
big
thing?
happened. Like if they had actually, if Brock had turned on Cody at the end of the match, like after they were like maybe actually beating down Roman Reigns and Solo, if you would give me a piece of the match where Solo went head up with Brock,
that right there.
I thought that was what was going to happen.
Yeah, me
If they
too.
did that, that would have been a perfect feud for Brock to have after Omos. That would have been a perfect feud for fucking for
Omos
Solo
should've
to
won.
bring
for
him
Solo,
up. To
dude,
bring
that-
him
that
up,
would've
that'd be
been-
great.
Solo versus Brock.
this entire match could have been built up to build up Solo for Solo
Yes.
to be like, "Hey, Tribal Chief, where's
He
my
said I
tribal
wasn't
chief?"
ready, but I want to be
Mhm.
ready.
You know,
I
I
want
mean,
Brock.
this was a huge missed opportunity for that one engagement where you could have, even if Solo took a couple of F5s, if he had gotten one Samoan spike on Brock
Oh,
and they had double teamed him, I mean, it would have been huge. I mean, the place would have popped for it. But instead, it's all about Cody.
Oh,
And
but
Cody's getting
listen,
a beat
to
Not
down.
speak
even
of
all about
Brock,
Cody. Because think about what they
Being a
did.
white
They
dude
just
baby
killed
face and getting a
Cody.
beat down.
They just squashed Cody to the point to where it's like, remember how we were talking about Damage Control losing every fucking week?
Oh,
and
they
it made
still
no
lose.
sense for them. It made no
Yep.
sense for them to get him. They're doing that to Cody now. It makes no fucking sense. So now you had this stellar 5-star fucking blowout match at WrestleMania where Cody literally won the fucking title, right? So you build Cody up, you build Cody up, you build Cody up. Why? To pass him off to somebody else. What the
Yeah.
fuck are they doing? This is the worst book Raw in the last 2 years. I would die on that hill. This is the worst fucking book Raw ever. You fucking have so many, and all those people in LA are like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Like you're not bringing fans back with anticipation of, ooh, guess what we get to see next week. Now it's like, what the fuck did I just see? Now I'm confused.
I mean, I hate to say it, and this is what I felt, not just about WWE, but other wrestling companies. We've seen it in WCW, ECW, even AEW. I mean, everybody does this, but it's kind of like, okay, we got your ticket money. Card subject to change. You're literally just going to get whatever we give you, whether it's really good or really bad. And I mean, there's some people who are going to leave there like, fuck, man, I spent like $300 for this bullshit.
Like that old lady in the front row who's just like.
And then there's people who are like, oh man, I really got my money's worth. But this is one of those
There
nights
is.
where you're like, God damn, I should have got like a free t-shirt or free parking with this bullshit.
I can't shit on the whole show because we did have the Street Profits versus Sammy and KO, which was a little
good.
awkward, but it was a good fucking match.
Yeah.
The interaction between KO and Sammy is a little awkward. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I see them.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Sammy and KO came out to a decent crowd reaction, not a huge one, and I just kind of felt like, about
exactly. It was like, oh, okay, they won the belts. Then now what? If we were seeing the
supposed to lose last night.
If we saw the explosion of, if tonight would have been the explosion of the fucking bloodline, if the Usos would have been like, "Yo, Tribal Chief, why you kicking us out? You ain't letting us in the room." And Solo was like, "I'm gonna stick with my Tribal Chief." So you can have infighting. That will be fucking great.
Correct.
That will be a storyline that other people will jump on. But to throw Brock in there, put Bobby Lashley squashing fucking what's his name? Ali. Like,
Ali.
dude, come on, man.
Positive Ali.
Okay, here's the thing. You know, Brock is like he's their spoiler. I was gonna say he's their safety net, their ripcord. That's not what it is. Brock is Vince's. I'll say Vince's. Like, I want to fuck things up a bit, so let's just put Brock in there.
I want to fuck this person up today.
Hey, we're having a ladder match.
Send Brock out. He ain't in it, so what?
We're having a ladder match for Money in the Bank. Let's make it more interesting. I know. Send in Brock. He's the fucking hook at WWE. Get Brock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, with that
watched the show
endeavor,
tonight.
But the problem is the fans keep cheering for him. So his music hits and everyone's like, yeah. And it's unfortunately, yeah. It's
I know why
kind of
this
like
whole thing happened.
part of it is your UFC crowd who's like, oh, it's Brock.
I know exactly why this happened.
Predator Beast.
The WWE sold they sold to Endeavor. Now Endeavor and UFC are going to take over WWE.
Brock,
we're going to have 4 big shows a year. We're going to have Raw. We're going to have WrestleMania. We're going to have Royal Rumble. We're going to have Survivor Series. We're going to have SummerSlam. And it's going to be fucking $79.99 for fucking all those fucking shows. And you know what's going to happen? They brought Matt Riddle back because Matt Riddle is known to a lot of UFC fans. Now they're trying to bring the UFC fans in here. Now you got that, right? You put Brock over the main event.
Conor McGregor.
Brock kills people in the main event, right? Last night you're showing Daniel Cormier. So now you got all these UFC people. Ronda Rousey. You got all these fucking UFC people that are now going to take over the WWE. Watch. If motherfucking Dan Severn comes in and becomes a fucking Intercontinental Champion, if Don Fry comes in and becomes a fucking United States Champion,
if Ken Shamrock comes back, god damn it.
If Dana White shows up on Raw fucking TV next week, you know what's up. You know what's up.
Okay, so everything that you're saying right now is what has gone through a lot of fans' minds.
Yes.
And that is why Triple H had to come out and give the rah-rah speech.
I'm going to tell you this before you go.
I almost wish he didn't.
Hold on. Before you go any further, this right here is the actual fucking WWE run sheet for tonight's matches.
Okay.
One match on this sheet happened. That was the main event that didn't happen.
So technically, it didn't even happen. Nothing happened.
That's the shit I'm talking about. This literally, look, even Sean Ross Sapp was like, this is not the card that was given to us earlier today. Like,
somebody was sitting in front of the production, behind the production table.
Yeah.
So, you guys, I think it was in the chat, right?
Yep.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Like 3-4 different run sheets they got. Like almost to Showtime. It's like, oh, that sounds very familiar, doesn't it?
Like, literally, I got this run sheet at 11:30, and it didn't change until fucking right before Raw went on the air. And then all of a sudden, all these matches start changing. Then Sean Ross Sapp put on Twitter that the matches have changed. I was like, Vince is fucking running this shit again.
Yeah.
And then that moment, ladies and gentlemen, you have to go back to the moment where Corey Graves is talking.
Medical facility.
And he is flubbing over his lines and pauses before he says medical facility.
They had been saying in the hospital. Now it's up in the local medical facility again.
Vince McMahon, I'm telling you, I will bet money. Vince McMahon was in his ear at that moment, giving him word for word what he was supposed to say.
So we can't say championship or belt?
I'm
100,000%
sure of that.
Look.
Wrestling or wrestlers?
2 weeks ago, Cody Rhodes said he is the best wrestler in the world, best wrestler in the WWE. Tonight, he said superstar.
He did.
Cody has not fucking once came back to WWE and said fucking superstar.
Oh no! God damn it.
Remember, I tell my kids this shit all the time. Don't hear what I'm saying. Don't listen to what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. He said fucking, yeah, Vince, don't ever let Vince retain his role. Yep.
This fucking Ari,
This is
whatever his last
bullshit.
name is, this guy basically coerced Vince into staying when Vince, and now I don't know if this is exactly true, but Vince says that he wasn't going to come back, and then that Ari
I
guy
changed my mind, pal.
was like, "Oh, I'm going to body slam him if he doesn't come back." Like, get the fuck out of here! Body slam yourself into the ocean and die.
Speaking of that, I'm sure glad that the Saudis didn't buy the WWE like we were told.
Oh man, like we were told. Shit, fuck.
Because
Yeah.
I'm glad. Because I mean, you know what? Maybe I'm not glad. Maybe the Saudis would have let the fucking show continue.
Why did I look at this? Why did I look at the fucking chat?
Why would you say
Jesus.
that?
Dude, they would have. The Saudis would have went and
We
hired
would have
somebody
KO or Sami
who
Zayn.
looked like Yokozuna.
They'd be like,
so
"Can we
they
get
could have him on the
Akebono?"
card.
They'd be
Listen,
like,
I
"Can we
said-
get Akebono?"
I said I wasn't going to address it, but I unfortunately switched from private chat to comments. And the first comment that my eyes catch is Ultimate Hater's comment from a moment ago that says, like him or not, Roman is having one of the best runs of all time, and it's entertaining. It was entertaining after last night. Because last night was when he should have lost the fucking titles. That was the moment. And they failed. Just like they failed in Clash of Castle. Just
Yep.
like they failed in Montreal. Just like they failed last year at WrestleMania. This entire year since he merged the titles has been the same exact match. Carbon copy. Wrestlers, they wrestle, ref bump, Usos and Solo. Well, before Solo, it was just the Usos. Paul Heyman gets on the apron to wave his fucking penguin arms and flail at the referee. And then Roman cheats to win. It's every single match since last year's WrestleMania. Every single one. Doesn't matter if Bloodline is banned from ringside. Doesn't matter what the match stipulation is. The same exact match every single time.
Last night, the referee saw Solo get back in the ring and saw Solo hit him with the spike and still made the count.
Yep.
But it's also called keeping the championship at any cost. Like bad.
Hey, I will slap a fucking kid to keep my championship.
I'm just saying. But
the point is, you can't be champion for 10,000 fucking days. This Blue Beetle
Bruno
fucking,
was champion for 4 years.
Yo, have you seen that Blue Beetle fucking trailer? Fire.
Fire.
You can't be. You know, back in the 70s and 80s when Bruno Sammartino was champion and when fucking Hogan was champion for all those years, guess what? Hogan lost the belt.
Brother.
He may have won it back. Bruno Sammartino lost the belt and then he won it back. But the point is, there was other transitional champions. Let me put it this way. You come home from work, right? Your partner decides, hey, I'm gonna make you a cheeseburger tonight.
Oh.
Right? Cheeseburger and fries. You get your cheeseburger and fries. That's
Yes,
Monday.
please.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you get the same fucking meal. On Monday, guess what? They bring you cheeseburger and fries. You're gonna be like, God damn, I'm tired of this shit. Can I get a hot dog?
And a handshake? Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna want something different, right? Variety makes the world go around. That's the spice of life. When you get the same shit over and over again, it's like missionary over and over again. Nobody wants that shit.
And Roman even said that in a promo once last year.
Yeah.
Hey, Roman knows about missionary because guess
It's
what?
like
He is missionary. Like shit.
Okay, but let's not get my hopes up there. But
so I mean, just let's talk about that for a second. Roman's matches have pretty much they hit a wall. I'll say like maybe about a year ago. Hey, you know what? I'm going to go one step further. He's gotten lazy.
Same shit, same show.
And not even lazy, like, they're booking the same matches move for move, but lazy as in, technically speaking, haven't seen him do like a suplex in a while.
He hasn't done a suplex.
A top rope suplex. I'm not looking for him to do a hurricanrana, but I mean, he keeps on doing the spear, which, I mean, let's face facts. Everybody in Mama does a spear, and his doesn't look any more devastating than anybody else's. I mean, he does a spear, Edge does a spear, Bobby Lashley does a spear.
Like
Everybody
a
got a spear, and
What
his
if
is the
Roman
only
does
one
a
that's-
Canadian Destroyer? Shit.
he hasn't done a Canadian Destroyer. He hasn't. I mean,
What do you call the Anna White
he had a
Destroyer?
submission. He had a submission move he used to use. Haven't seen that in a long time.
Where's that see him do an arm drag?
A wrist lock. How about a white
A
noise,
super kick.
a chop? I mean,
Goddamn.
something. And so his matches have been very formulaic and going the same thing over and over.
Hey,
that's
don't shit
why
on Rick
it's like
Stark's spear.
Bad Blood. It's like he's saying, "I'm a heel. I wrestle smart. I don't wrestle hard, and that's why I'm the champ."
He's a heel?
Hey, okay, perfect observation. My daughter was with my son yesterday. They're at their mom's house, and they ended up watching WrestleMania. My daughter kind of got into it because she liked the whole presentation of Bianca Belair. And she was like, if I was a young black girl, I'd probably watch Bianca Belair and totally be into it and find her inspiring. Why did my daughter hate Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey?
I don't know. Tell me why.
Shane, what is the term in gaming when you sit around and let your enemies kill each other and you just kind of like hide out in the crevices?
Oh, camping. Spawn
Yeah,
killing.
camping. Definitely
Camping.
camping.
She's like,
Are you
why-
Shane? No.
she said, why do they allow camping in wrestling? I was like, what? And she's like, in gaming, you just sit there and watch people kill each
No,
other.
she was literally
and
camping.
kill. And she goes, yeah, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler were just camping in wrestling.
No,
And I
they
was like,
were.
and I said, because they're heels and they don't have to work hard, they work
No,
smart.
they were camping. They didn't
But
want
you
to
know
do
what?
shit.
It made her mad. But not mad where this is stupid, but mad as in, I hate those two, they're heels. I hope somebody beats them.
Yeah.
And that's
So,
what
so
asses and
they
seats.
did what they're supposed to. They got heat. She said, well, Roman Reigns is supposed to be the champion, the king, and the best in the sport. How come he needs to cheat to win?
Heel.
And I said, because he's a heel. She's like,
Like a
besides that.
certain someone in this podcast.
And she said, besides that. And I said, because he's a heel and he's supposed to make you like dislike him. And she kind of got into it and she understood. But more than anything, what she liked most about the whole show was the presentation and the spectacle of it and the way the video packages were done and
Well, yeah.
yada, yada, yada. But did the technical prowess of any match like really make her flip her lid? No, not really. And she's the epitome of the casual fan.
Literally.
She understands. She sees all of the stuff that the weekly viewer sees.
Correct.
Yep.
Which is
And
insane.
so, but what we're seeing, this is her watching one Roman match. Now, if this was her fifth one, she would be like, wait, didn't that happen last time?
Yes.
She's like, am I watching the same shit over and over again? Like, that's what she'd be
So
asking.
I posted something in jest in the group chat earlier because that's right. Because it would make way too much sense and it would be way too much fire of a storyline. But if they want to make money, they should do it.
Yes.
SmackDown, Gunther calls out Roman. He goes, I'm the Intercontinental Champion. I defeated 2 other people at WrestleMania to keep the title. Guess what? The Intercontinental Championship is the de facto #1 contendership for the heavyweight championship. I want my shot now.
The ring general.
And then
Undisputed Universal Champion.
you start a feud between Gunther and Roman, and you let Gunther take his ass to school.
Yes. Gunther chop Roman Reigns.
Two things. One,
Yeah.
Roman doesn't want to work, so he wouldn't want to work someone that wants to work. 2, Roman doesn't want to put nobody over. Nobody, not a goddamn person.
Well,
Is he the
Okay,
Hulk Hogan of this era?
I'm gonna let you guys be aware of something that you already know, but that nobody else has said yet. Those titles are what keep Roman relevant. As soon as as soon as Roman loses the titles, and he goes back to the back of the line in the eyes of the viewer. Okay, so you're no longer champion. You no longer have a reason to be on Raw every week, SmackDown every week, or headlining a main event. You have to go work your way back to the championship. And let's say he even exhausts his rematch clause. We now have no reason to see you on TV or watch you. So tell us, what about you makes you special where I want to see you? What's your catchphrase?
Like Hater said, I agree. But as a professional wrestler, as a champion, I worked for BCW for 14 years.
Wow.
And I didn't need the BCW championship to be the top guy.
Yeah.
Sure.
The championship doesn't make the man. The man makes the title. So if Roman needs those 2 championships to validate himself and to prove that he is the top guy, Seth Rollins doesn't have a championship.
Yep.
But Seth is over as fuck. Seth came out to the ring tonight, stood in the middle of the ring, and didn't say shit. But the crowd sung the whole fucking time.
Yeah, what a weird fucking segment that was.
A commercial break.
I thought someone was going to debut then.
But you have to understand where WWE stubbed their toe on this.
Yes.
Number one, being the tribal chief and the head of the table hinges on the fact that he has the championships. If he no longer has the championships, he cannot make the claim of being the tribal chief or the head of the table. Then what?
So apparently he's losing, judging from what you're saying, Julian, he's losing the belts when he retires. Because
That's the way it sounds.
No, I mean, what's going to happen is they're going to have to tweak his character in some way.
Yeah.
To make you have a reason to want to see him, even if he doesn't have the titles.
Okay, Hater made a point. Would his reign feel different if Heyman wasn't there?
It would.
Yes.
It never would have took off.
It wouldn't. Man, Heyman is the instigator. He is the antagonist. He is the fucking guy who causes all the shit. When Roman wasn't on TV,
it never would have took off.
Look, Roman wasn't on TV selling this feud with Cody. It was Paul Heyman. Mm-hmm. Heyman sold that feud. This is the first, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know, in case you didn't hear me say it last night, I'll say it again. This is the first time in the whole 40 years of WrestleMania, and I said 40 years because remember it was WrestleMania, then WrestleMania 1. So 40 fucking years of WrestleMania that the main event guys never fucking touched until the match.
Never touched.
That's a good build-up. That's like boxing. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to fucking challenge this guy for the World Boxing Championship. I've never faced him. I've never face-to-face with him until we did a weigh-in. That shit, that right there made this match, to me, a big field fight. But the shit that they did tonight totally erased every fucking thing that they've done to build up the bloodline, to build up fucking Cody, it erased everything.
Okay. Everything was fine until Brock showed up.
He was there.
That's what I'm saying. They threw Brock in there and he just erased everything.
Roman and the bloodline and Roman versus Cody, that part of it was still fine.
Mm-hmm.
But when Brock showed up, it spoiled everything. Again, Vince's spoiler. It spoils everything, and now it's the signal that Cody is going to the back of the line. And he's probably not going to go like, wait, you know what? It's like whenever you saw somebody enter into a feud with Jerry Lawler or Kane back in the day, and you'd be like, this dude, all right, he's going to be busy for the next 6 months, you know? And I mean, is it a way of, if you're like, oh, well, they're just trying to build him up to say that he could beat Brock. Okay, Roman beat Brock. So if Cody beats Brock, does that mean that Cody can all of a sudden now beat Roman? No, because Roman beat Brock.
look.
So
I
don't
want to
think
give an
you gotta
update
give-
on something.
You got to give them something
ahead.
else.
Oh.
to do.
So there was like this weird thing about Bailey not coming out with damage control.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're
And
gonna
it
be
tr-
done.
People thought like she walked out or something. Turns out she was just there backstage and just at the last minute was told, no, you're not going out with damage control.
That's because she had put up a Twitter post about like
All
bye,
good things come to an
okay,
end.
bye, or I'm out, or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Well, I mean, think about it. Look. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here because it makes a lot of fucking sense. I don't think I've ever seen a wrestler built as strong as Cody and buried as bad as Cody. Dude, Bailey, same shit. Damage control, they built them up to be like the baddies. They were like the fucking baddies at WWE. And they lost
that's
every
true.
fucking match.
SummerSlam, last year's SummerSlam,
I was all set for
on
damage control.
board. I was like, holy shit, Dakota Kai, Io, and Bailey as a team.
Yes.
Yes.
And then very quickly it fell flat.
Right away. It's like you got like all the fucking tools in the chest to build a house. Right? You got all the tools. You got the wood, you got the fucking framing, you got the fucking concrete, you got all the electrical shit, you got everything, right? As soon as you get everything laid out, you fire everybody that's gonna build the house. Now the shit's just fucking laying there. I mean, none of this makes sense to me. Like I literally sat there in front of my TV for 3 fucking hours trying to make sense of this. And I said,
Denise Salcedo, who was at the show tonight, she just said she just got on the show with Sean, and she said this was the quietest crowd she'd ever been a part of in wrestling.
You know why? Because they're all like this. What the fuck's going on? They're all they're as confused as we are.
I noticed it tonight when I was watching the show. It's like, not only was it just booked so weird, Sammy and Kevin Owens didn't even get that feel-good pop.
Like they should have. And they took the tag titles away.
You know what it is? Honestly, the fans are tired. They've had fucking
a lot of
NXT.
wrestling.
They had over 45 wrestling shows.
Denise just said that, by the way. Not even Sammy and Kevin could save the day.
Yeah, 45 wrestling shows in 4 days. So they're tired. We're tired. We literally, I've watched 18 hours of wrestling in the last 3 days.
Yep.
I'm burnt out too. I get it. I totally get it. But what I don't get is why the WWE decided to play us like fucking idiots. Basically, we are fucking stupid. That's what they just said to us. We are going to do what we want to do, and we don't fucking care what you say. Because you know what? You're stupid, and you're going to keep watching us.
That's
we're totally gonna keep
listen.
watching them.
I said it in our chat before we came on here. This company has no need to progress in any sense anymore. They haven't since the Peacock deal and the last TV rights deal where they got $1 billion per fucking contract.
I miss the network.
And now they're a $9.2 billion conglomerate. And they are part of even bigger.
That's Vince's portion. That's the 9.2 billion.
UFC.
Yeah, they're 21.1 billion.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah. They are a multi-billion-dollar company that never needs to rely on its fans again because they can do whatever the hell they want.
That's not true.
I don't know. I mean, obviously, people need to buy tickets to go to shows.
So, part of my job involves sales, and what you need to see and what you want to see every year on year is growth. 5 to 8%, 10% is better, but you incrementally want to see growth. You want to see your company expanding. WWE, when they post numbers like, oh, we've had this year's Twitter follows or hours of WrestleMania watched was 11 million hours. And if that's 42% larger than it was last year, a lot of people are like, oh man, those numbers are great. You got to sell against that next year. You've got to improve on that number next year. And anything less than that is going to be seen as shrinkage. And nobody likes shrinkage.
I agree, because when I was doing BCW running, I was running the show. If we're drawing 300 people a week, and I've seen 180 people walking there, I consider myself a failure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I'm fucking failing. I was like, I cannot have this. Next week we gotta have 500 people in that fucking.
It was 500, almost 1,000.
And so
I want to change what I said, because I understand what I didn't represent correctly what I was saying, what I was thinking in my head. It's not all fans; it's the fans that are actually dedicated to the product. They don't need those people anymore, because all of the events, all the numbers stuff that you just mentioned, Julian, all of that actual WrestleMania audience. Come in when a big name is that they know, this Logan Paul KSI nonsense, or George Kittle, very attractive man, by the way. Never knew him before WrestleMania, but that's beside the point.
Watch George Kittle from now on.
I'm kind of a George Kittle fan now, but all of the Snoop Dogg, you know, whoever the people were that were singing the national anthems, all of that stuff is for the people that are going to flock from all over the world and watch from all over the world to go to a WrestleMania, to go to a special event where these people are, because the business model of WWE is for the casual audience.
You're correct. And as
whereas AEW, Ring of Honor, everything else is for the actual fan. And they, you know, everyone always should, oh, it's only for the hardcore. It's only for the hardcores. The reason why people like it so much is because it's actually paying attention to and values the people who watch
its audience members.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to Dynamite on Wednesday.
Well,
AEW actually caters to the fans.
but I will tell you this. And it's like the whole thing where my mom got sucked into Great Khali versus Rey Mysterio Jr. She was literally the casual observer who was walking to the bus stop, and there was a TV store that happened to be showing SmackDown, and someone was like, "Oh shit, what's this?" And, I mean, she was at home, but I'm giving an analogy here. And it's that one person who pays $50 for the pay-per-view that one time in their life. Enough of those add up. Or they may see it once and they may hang around for a little bit or hang out for a little bit longer. And that is what WWE, like any other company, is catering to. That's why Burger King might be like, try Burger King's spicy fried pickles. You'd be like, Burger King selling fried pickles. That's like when people are getting into the crispy hot chicken game. You know, they're grasping for fans. They're grasping for fans. Who can I bring in? And so in WWE's situation, so like what happened over in with WCW, like you only have so many square feet of space where you can put branding. Yep. Like you can put branding on the mat, you can put it on the ring post, you can put it on the stairs, you can put it on the guardrail padding, you can put it on people's shorts, but eventually you're going to run out of space. And when people start buying up so much of it, you're going to raise your prices, but then you're going to hit a ceiling, and depending on the popularity of your company, you're going to have to drop your prices, or you're just going to lose sponsors, or your sponsors are going to realize nobody's buying my shit because of you.
Yep.
Okay. And that's where you get your shrinkage, and that's where you get your decrease in sales and some of your attrition. And so WWE has to keep this up every year because they have to attract more casual fans, and they have to keep that stream, that flow coming in. Because the bottom line is, let's say BJ was like, man, I'm taking every last dollar I got and I'm gonna bring in Hulk Hogan for a BCW show. Now, Hogan's going to ask for his money, and Hogan doesn't care because he's getting paid. The equivalent of a Saudi show. Okay. But how many people are going to drive in from wherever to see Hulk Hogan at a BCW show? And BJ doesn't know, but he's going to gamble on it. Whereas in Saudi Arabia, it's paid for, and the people there are probably getting bussed in. And it's not really an option to come in or not, you know?
Like, you're going to go and watch this show. We're going to cut your head
So
off.
on one hand, you have sure money in Saudi Arabia. On the other hand, you have questionable money because you still need the fans to show up with Hogan showing a BCW. Now, what happens when that Saudi deal, someone's like, we're good, man. It was cool for a while, but we don't want to do it.
We don't want to do it
On
anymore.
their ledger sheet, that is going to
Shit.
look like such a fucking loss and depreciation in value of the company as a whole that Vince can take his $9.2 billion that was handed to him for his shares, and he can scoop up the whole thing back in his pocket for his family for a song and just start it back up again.
Makes sense.
I hate that I'm not a money guy, because
No.
I swear
That makes a
I
lot of
could
sense.
be.
Basically, like, Julian, put it this way: taking a pair of $500, $200 Jordans, let those motherfuckers add up in value, sell those Jordans for fucking $500 to some random ass deal on the street. When they drop in value again, guy's gonna be like, "Fuck, I need to sell these shoes." Okay, I'll give you $100. He's gonna take that $100 because they dropped in value, and now you just made $400 after giving that guy $100 back. That's exactly what he's talking about.
Also, the other thing is, if I hate to say this, but if UFC owning 51% of the company, if they ever tell Vince, "Hey, old man, shut the fuck up. We're gonna do what we want to do with this,"
Yep.
and they make some maneuver or deal, hey, fuck Peacock. We're putting back we're putting back the WWE network, but
Please.
for $20 a month, we're going $70. We're going $70 every month for every pay-per-view.
No.
And the average fan is like, bump that, you know, and all of a sudden your pay-per-view buys aren't what they were. Let's say your viewership starts to drop off because you don't want to work with certain wrestlers, or certain wrestlers don't like the pay schedule that that the UFC is giving out, because people are saying, "Oh, now that we're WWE, they're looking to increase the payouts for UFC." That ain't the way it works, Chief. When you have a low-paying company and a high-paying company, they come together. Guess what? The higher-paying company pays lower. It doesn't go the other way around unless you're in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All of a sudden, you start having these lower payouts, and we haven't even talked about merch yet and merchandise deals. And people just go, you know what? Why am I working 300 days out of the year for less money than I was making before? I can go to so-and-so and work 200 days a year, 150 days a year. And for a financially reasonable,
like
in a dollar per day breakdown, be making more money.
True.
Okay. And if you enter into that scenario, and overall the company is not the same as Triple H says it was this morning, then you're going to have a devaluation of the product. And that's going to come directly from the fans, because they're going to stop watching. And then you have your USA deals and Fox saying, "Hey man, are we paying too much for this shit?" Another devaluation, you know? And lo and behold, Vince go, because honestly and truly, the wrestling business is a completely different animal from any of the businesses out there. I mean, on pen and paper, dollars and ledgers, I mean, it's numbers, but getting those numbers, getting that money, getting that attendance, creating those new superstars, creating those new heels and villains, and finding people putting asses in seats, whole different story. It's not like Hollywood. That's why Vince can't really make movies. it's a whole different story. It's a whole
Imagine if
different
this
mindset.
man makes movies. This one's about me, pal.
Look,
So, like what we saw tonight, if that's an indicator of where things are headed, well,
Fuck.
Vince got paid. Vince got paid,
He got his money.
and he'll be back in about 5 years, and he's going to buy it back and still make a profit on the deal.
God, could you imagine 83-year-old Vince running WWE still?
let's
I'm
bring
not
back
saying
the
that,
Braun
pal.
Pennies match, pal. Let's put a DNA on a pole match, pal.
What the fuck is his hair and mustache gonna look like then?
Oh man,
Christ.
my
Wow.
mustache gonna look
Wow.
great.
Look,
Wow.
ladies
Not
and gentlemen,
yet on.
I watched that fucking interview of his today on CNBC. Holy
like a
fucking shit!
like a fucking 80s porn star.
This Gomez looking motherfucker.
Gomez Adams, yep.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be on TV for years, from like 2016,
Kept him off TV.
19, or
Should
something
have
like
kept
that.
him off TV.
But that's what he wants to go out looking like.
Dude,
No.
once again, Triple H was like, "Hey, Dad, you." Never mind. You're killing it, brother. Go out
Pretty
there.
much. He was like, go kill it, Dad.
Yeah,
You got
Kill
this.
it,
yeah,
man.
no, you're looking great.
Oh, Pimp
Look,
Game
ladies
and
strong
gentlemen,
in
I
Vince.
I don't know if it's like the 25, 30-year-olds now he's hanging out with since he's not with Linda anymore. Or
Yeah.
who told him that was a good idea? But
Someone was
wow,
like, you look good,
they
Vince. He's like, you think so,
lying.
pal? And I grabbed his pencil stash, pal. Yeah.
They were lying.
Got me looking like I'm 55 instead of 95. I'm looking real good, huh, pal?
I'm gonna dye my hair next. God
Yeah.
damn.
Gonna start going to the gym because the genetic jackhammer again.
Vince
See
is
my floppy
literally over
arms?
here talking about, "Ha, I'm still the cat's pajamas."
I need to pick the claws.
Meow. You definitely got shit on me. Yeah. Anyway,
John-
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. We're sorry that Monday Night Raw sucked. Actually, you know what? We're not sorry. Raw fucking sucked.
Can
Tonight,
you put it
Raw-
on the line? Can you
Raw
put
is
it
back
on
to being
there?
really awful wrestling again, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Vince era. That's what I'm going to say. Until
Yeah,
then, for Chemical Julian, for Shane Husky, for Big Money Drew, I'm your franchise. And ladies and gentlemen, remember, tip your wait staff. Peace.